You come and go. Gosh, I'm so happy to be done. So happy. Okay, we're done.
People don't even like good things. Let the song just play and finish.
That's why we entered in 16. Oh Lord, I'm going to get some good sleep this weekend. That is such
We
a
will
dream.
be following you. Every single jump, every trophy won, every wicket you break, every breakaway you make, every cross, every dunk.
I'm not on live TV.
Yes.
Yay. Jesus.
Single sport.
Don't worry, Bright Price is doing that.
I'm going to sue. I don't even care about bright price. I'm suing.
Who will you sue? Especially not me.
You. My image has been tainted.
Gosh, I'm so hungry. Let's go. Love music, love life, love sports, and you are welcome inside the locker room, the final one for this week, not the one for the month yet, because it's been a good week and we're glad to again talk about the sports, from the tennis to the fast one to football, and everything will be done by the one and the only analyst, the queen of the locker room, Tega Supreme.
Today's Friday, but I'm not singing thank God it's Friday because I want the week to be longer.
Huh? Why?
Huh? I have things that I need to be done during work days that were not concluded between Monday and yesterday. So I need a longer week, but wow. I hope it was a good week for you too. I came into the studio in a champion's outfit. Yes.
Tucked in.
Yeah, the best team in Africa.
Yeah, take that to the bank.
Yep, the Super Falcons of Nigeria. You notice I didn't call the other animal. It's the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Best team in Africa. All right, so today we'll be talking basketball. We're talking the NBA because we are winding down to the end of the regular season. Who's going to take what playoff spots? What are the playoff matchups? That's what we'll be talking about today. We'll also touch a little bit on tennis. We're now down to the final two on the women's draw of the Miami Open. Also, we will touch a little bit on the Premier League because of money. It's all I can say is because of money. FIFA has turned their calendars upside down. Before they did World Cup in December. It's called Summer World Cup for a reason. But they did it in December. Now, they are doing the FIFA Club World Cup in December. And it is breaking the season up, and it has caused the Premier League to take a very crucial decision. So we'll be touching on all of that and more. This weekend, not much happening in England. Is the FA Cup. So maybe we'll dabble into that. But in the rest of Europe, in Italy, it's Napoli against AC Milan. And we'll talk about Barcelona's struggle because they played yesterday and they're going to play again on Sunday because the La Liga was like, I don't care who you are. We don't have any more dates. These are the only dates we have. So we'll touch on the scheduling problem with La Liga. All of that and more inside the locker room this morning. But before we do any talking, tell us, Seun, how can we be a part of the locker room? I already see some people on YouTube. I should be seeing people on WhatsApp quickly.
Yes. You can be a part of this conversation. You can join the YouTube family, the likes of Ibrahim Hassan and Uchenna Nwokoye.
Ibrahim Hassan, your team is not even playing, and you're talking about serious football. Your team is not even playing. Weren't they knocked out by low-performing Manchester United? And you're now Ibrahim Hassan, don't let me come for you this Friday morning.
Exactly. The same way I don't want to come for you, saying see you next week. She'll no, I will not see you next week, Ibrahim Hassan. No, God forbid. Well, you can join us on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, and then WhatsApp is 0809-444-0981. That is the number to send your WhatsApp messages to, and include your name if you're sending that message.
All right, let's start with the NBA this one. I was slapping myself at 2 a.m. in the morning for this game. These people were frustrating, but let's talk about it.
Yep. And the game is LeBron James scored the match winner with time almost up at the Los Angeles Lakers ended their losing streak with victory against the Indiana Pacers.
Oh my goodness. This was a game and a half. So, first of all, you have to understand that in the Western Conference, which is where the Lakers are, there's a margin of error that teams shouldn't go down against, because it will determine what position you finish, and then that determines who you face in the first round. So what you want to do is have enough time to build up into the playoffs. You don't want to draw a tough team like OKC, or the Cavs early in the playoffs. And so teams are just looking to a better place so they can face the worst place teams. And Lakers is one of those teams. Lakers and Denver Nuggets are really, I think it's a game and a half distance between them, or maybe just a half a game distance between them. And so Lakers need as many wins as they can get. Denver Nuggets need as many wins as they can get. And so this was crucial. Lakers were coming from a three-game losing streak, and they come in to face the Indiana Pacers. Now, they're facing Indiana Pacers in Indiana, so tough court for them. They started the game well off, looking like they were, doing great things. Unfortunately, LeBron James scored only 3 points in the first 3 quarters of the game. 3 points.
How did that happen?
1, 2, 3. Just so that you know how he was having a bad day. Fortunately for the Lakers, Luka Doncic and Reeves were great for the Lakers. And then we got to the fourth quarter. That's when LeBron James woke up. He scored 13 points in the game. 11, he scored 13 points in the game. 10 of those points came in the fourth quarter. And the most important one, so they had built a gap, but Pacers came back. And Pacers were now leading by 1 point. And the clock had wind down to the last possession. So, Lakers inbounded the ball. They gave it to Luka Doncic. He was hot on the night. I think he scored 33 or 34 points on the night. So he was hot on the night. So they gave him the ball instead of giving it to James, which is the usual suspect. Luka Doncic takes a jump shot and misses the rim. And then LeBron James just puts it back right before the buzzer hits. Just literally, as he pushes the ball to put it back in, the buzzer hits, then the ball drops in. So there was that confusion. The Lakers were celebrating, the Pacers had hands on their head, and the umpires were running, the referees were running straight to the monitor to check whether he really beat the buzzer. It was the most ridiculous. And so they won that game dramatically in the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, though, Boston Celtics, defending champions, team to beat, but they've been struggling a little bit because Jaylen Brown has picked up an injury, and then there's the ankle injury to Jason Tatum. But there was none of such problems when they came into the game on Wednesday. They won their game by 30 points.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was a slaughter.
Halfway through, I just went to bed. I was like, there's no coming back from this. It was done. So good games in the NBA, but we're all building up to the NBA playoffs.
All right, we move on now to tennis. So world number one Ariana Sabalenka will face Jessica in the Miami Open final on Saturday after teenage sensation Alexandra Ella was beaten in the semifinals.
Yes, so you know the story of Alexandra. She wild card who came in and took out scalps of everybody, including Iga Swiatek. So she was the one to beat. And then she comes up against Jessica Pegula. Now, the thing about Jessica Pegula is there's a reason she's in top 10. She's not a bad player. She's just not a consistent performer. And so I thought I would see Alexandra in the finals against Sabalenka. I wanted to really see her, how she would play in the finals. But Jessica Pegula showed up on the day. I think she didn't want to be another seeded scalp on Alexander's neck. She was just like, you know what, this girl has been knocking everybody out. I'm going to play my best tennis. So she was able to defeat the teenage sensation, but she's facing Aryna Sabalenka. Now the head-to-head between these two is 6-2 in favor of Sabalenka. Sabalenka can out-hit, outrun, out-maneuver on the court against a player like Jessica Pegula. Some people say it's because Jessica was born rich. That's why she plays the way she plays. I don't think so. I think she puts in as much work, but there's sometimes it looks as if she's just like, I don't need this. I'm wealthy. I'm a billionaire. You know, there's sometimes it looks like she's doing like that because it can come across as she's not putting in effort, but she is. It's just that sometimes she recognizes that the power coming from the other side of the court is much more than her, so she's not going to kill herself. But I think this being in Miami, she being an American playing in Miami, and with the head-to-head she has against Sabalenka, she doesn't want it to be that bad, so she may come out with a fight. I still think Sabalenka will win
it. Okay, Barcelona beat Osasuna in their rearranged La Liga fixture to move 3 points clear at the top of the table.
Yes, so the La Liga is still tight, unlike some people in
call names.
No name calling, but they know themselves. But the La Liga is still close, and this was that match that had to be postponed because Barcelona lost their doctor just before the match. Here's what was tricky about this fixture. La Liga didn't care. This is the international break. Now, for most teams that travel, there'd still be the World Cup qualifiers on Tuesday. So to tell players to come back and play a La Liga match on Thursday is wickedness of the highest order. But La Liga was like, you see that I want to go to World Cup. Me, I have broadcast rights and schedules to fulfill, and this is the only empty date I have. So I think it was mean because that meant that players like Rafinha and Araujo missed out. Araujo was even on the bench. You know, we saw him warming up. Rafinha there was no chance of them playing because they were coming all the way from South Africa. People like Lewandowski, who scored the third goal, played for Poland on Tuesday, and you're just like, what? La Liga. How can you be wicked to yourselves? It's the same thing Real Madrid was complaining about, that they had a turnaround of only about just over 24 hours. That's the same turnaround, you know, Barcelona would have, because most of their team players, you look at the likes of Pedri, you look at the likes of Olmo, Lamine Yamal, all these guys played for Spain. Okay, granted they didn't play in the World Cup qualifier, but you remember that they played extra time. Then they played penalty shootout. Then they played sudden death penalty shootout. They have not fully recovered. You now want them to play Thursday, and then they're going to face Girona on Sunday. So after yesterday's game, they'll just sleep throughout today. I don't think they should be training. Then they come out tomorrow for some warm-ups before they play. So it's just wickedness. This scheduling is poor. The good news for them is that Barcelona was able to overcome Osasuna by 3-0. I'm not even going to look at the game. I'm not even going to look at the scoreline. I'm just looking at the scheduling. La Liga needs to do better by their big teams. But for now, they don't send anybody.
Maybe in their mind, they are saying this is why you collect assassin money. Maybe.
They don't even collect assassin money like that. Barcelona that can barely register players.
Okay.
All right, on that note, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be taking your messages on YouTube and WhatsApp. Send them, keep them coming.
And you're listening to Smooth.
They have to work for their money, blood, sweat, tears, everything.
I was like, how are they playing?
Make the money, baby.
Some people cannot even come back. Daniel won't pick up an injury. I'm like, what's wrong with you? They don't send anybody, Baba.
To win the grand prize of 5 million naira each and other exciting prizes.
They will be so.
Teams literally came in on Wednesday. Players came in from their national teams on Wednesday.
Or the nearest branch today. Promo applies to new and existing customers, but
no training session. They're like, hope you train very well with your country. What you learned there is what you're going to play here.
Oh my God. Nigerians can now open accounts, send, collect, save and deposit money from anywhere and to any bank with any kind of phone.
You have the best luck of the day. I don't know why you're complaining about money.
I'm not complaining.
Money is the best.
I love it. It gets me productive, doing many things. I'm not complaining. What I'm complaining about is waking up at 4.
Today.
That's
Money Master,
I don't know
the
what
easy
to
way
understand
to
by the
master
word
your
complain.
money.
Does complain have a different meaning if it's 4 a.m.?
So the way my day is, once I wake up, I don't have the chance to go back to bed again. So I can't really now. And I need that for my brain cells.
You could be one of our 3 lucky winners to win the grand prize of 5 million
I have
naira
other
each
things
and
to
other
do. I
exciting
have
prizes.
activities
To
back
win,
to
save
back to
10,000 naira or more
And
from
then
your
you
Union Bank
get home
account and
at
do
what
at least
time?
5 transactions
I get
monthly.
home
To open an
sometimes
account,
9
visit
p.m.
unionbankng.com
the ones
of
that
the nearest
decide to
branch
pack your day from
today.
morning to
Promo
night.
applies to new and
I
existing
live here
customers,
at
but
2.
terms and conditions
When I reach my house, I don't even lie down. I don't even take off my clothes. I just lie down straight like that on the couch.
This is a woman.
It's not a bed sleep. It's a couch
Let's
sleep.
talk about
And then I sleep
the
till like
woman.
maybe
Women make
6.
up more than
Then I
half
have
of the
dinner.
world's population and potential.
And then my day
Every
starts
woman
again.
has got a story
Which is
to
why I
tell.
sleep at 2
A
a.m.
story
But I
about
must
her
sleep
journey
that
to being a
late.
hero against all odds.
That is the future.
I
I
wish
to make a difference in
I
as many
knew
children's
how.
I can't
lives
fix
as
my
I could.
because
Smooth
I can't fix my full day for what is that? Yeah, only in between now. When I go downstairs, I sleep for
a
an hour.
discourse on the woman.
Oh, when I'm done with film focus, I'm sleeping for
Yeah.
2 hours.
I sleep for an hour
Sisters,
and
now
then
on
I now
Smooth
attack the rest of my emails.
98.1 every Wednesday from 11 a.m.
You are listening to the Smooth Breakfast right here on Smooth 98.1.
And you're listening to Locker Room. It's 32 minutes past 8 o'clock. We are discussing everything sports. And of course, you're welcome to join us right here on the inside the Locker Room. Yeah.
Yes.
And the number to send your messages to is 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. And what's or rather YouTube is at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right, so on
Let's take one
YouTube,
message, yeah.
Uchenna or
Let's take Uchenna. Let's have Uchenna because he was the first.
all right, so Uchenna says, I can't wait for the Premier League to resume. A good way to spend the holidays. Manchester City, please get yourselves knocked out of the FA Cup so you go trophyless this season.
Yeah. See bad belly. All right, let's take Ibrahim's message. He says, back to serious football.
Yes. Ibrahim says, back to serious and important football. Finally. See you next week, Sean. I say I'm not seeing you next week.
I don't know what Ibrahim is looking for with you. Let's take some messages from WhatsApp. Keep those messages coming, but let's just take one message before we go back to the stories.
Nathan Joku says, that's from Kirikiri Town. Why are Liverpool fans incensed that TAA moving to Real Madrid? It is Madrid, for God's sake. Let the boy breathe. We had a good time together. Let's make the remaining few days together memorable and best of luck.
I didn't understand why they were burning jerseys that they bought with their money. They always do that thing. But then again, you have to understand, most in general, the players that have left Liverpool haven't really thrived where they went to, even if the club was thriving. Apart from Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez had a great time. He left Liverpool, went to Barcelona, became part of the Three Amigos, formed a lifetime relationship with Lionel Messi, and they are now living together happily ever after in the United States of America. They're great. But rarely do you see them just leave and just thrive. I know. And that's how Coutinho did. I want to go. Where's Coutinho now? And Liverpool still getting better. So I don't know why Liverpool fans are angry. Sometimes you raise these players, you love them, and they go. They're like your children. Your happiness should be that your children are thriving in life. Yes. Not that your children are leaving you. That's what people should do. If you really treated people well, if you really trained them, invested in them, the next thing is to leave.
All right.
I don't know why I'm saying that. Because I have a staff leaving, so.
Oh, so you're talking to yourself.
I'm talking from experience. It hurts, but you have to let them go.
Let it go. Let it go. All right then.
All right.
UEFA opened an investigation into 4 Real Madrid stars, including Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., on Thursday for alleged indecent conduct during their Champions League last 16 win over Atletico Madrid.
And all the Arsenal fans said, arrest them. But it shall not happen. All right, so there are different infractions. One was the Rudiger doing the slitting of throat. Like when after he scored his goal, he was like, it's over, but he did it with the slitting of throat. Because again, it was Atletico Madrid. The rivalry is a little different. I think Mbappe was doing something that involved grabbing his crotch.
No.
So there are varied infractions. However, Arsenal fans, I am here to deliver the bad news. As the bad news bearer. The most likely outcome is that they will be fined and not banned. So yeah, you're going to have to find your way around Mbappe, Rudiger, and the rest of them in your Champions League semi-finals. They are not getting. They're most likely going to be fined than banned. So sorry. Yeah, nothing is happening there.
All right, it's all about the money, money, money.
Great stuff. And of course, think about it, the integrity of the game. You want UEFA to use their hand to suspend Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rudiger from a Champions League semi-final. Those are money makers. You know, it's different if they picked up an injury or if they picked up a card that meant they'll be suspended. There's not much UEFA can do. But for UEFA to now spoil their money makers with their own hands, instead they'll look at the case. Even if they did the Nazi salute, they'll look at the case after the Champions League. They'll be like, for what they did last season, they'll miss the first 3 group stage matches.
Oh,
But they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot like that.
There is a line that comes to me from our side, and it's in the dialects. It says, "A plan you way planny, a fail you way."
I don't know what that.
It simply means a plan you have planned, it has failed. All right, so going on, Premier League to have 2 summer transfer windows due to Club World Cup. So the Premier League has announced that it will have 2 transfer windows this summer in order to allow Manchester City and Chelsea to sign players before the Club World Cup.
Now, this is why this league says it's the best league in the world. It protects its own in international competitions. La Liga doesn't care if Real Madrid or Barcelona or Atletico Madrid are, doing great stuff in the UEFA Champions League. They're like, you're going to play our own matches for our own broadcast rights and our own broadcast deals. They don't care about this thing. But the Premier League, they can adjust fixtures for you just to help you go further in various tournaments. Now, the FIFA Club World Cup, like I said, is going to happen in June. However, the transfer window usually opens August. And so they're going to have 2. They're going to open the window before the season ends for this, so that these 2 clubs can have it just for a couple of days, so that in case Chelsea has people that they want to buy and register, or Manchester City always has people that they want to buy, their pockets are deep, that they want to buy and register, that will help them to go further in the Club World Cup. Premier League is opening that window for them. It's like people should do all buying. Other people will benefit, but it's primarily to help them. Then when the August transfer window opens, July, August, people can now do your second round of buying. There was also the issue of the Premier League trying to close the transfer window before the season starts. Usually they'll close it at the end of August when the season has already started, but at the end of August. But now they're trying to close the transfer window before the season starts. So maybe this will also help other teams. I don't know if it will help Arsenal, because they like to window shop. They don't like to drop money.
All right, let's do Chelsea women overturning a 2-goal first leg deficit to beat Manchester City 3-0 and set up a Champions League semi-final meeting with holders Barcelona on Thursday.
Oh yes, this one was sweet. So first of all, it was the Arsenal team. I think we spoke about that, where the Arsenal team overturned a 2-0 deficit against Real Madrid to get to the semi-finals. Bukayo Saka and your teammates, are you hearing me? The women have done it. Better do it. Gender equality. So the women came back. Goalkeeper, I would say the goalkeeper was everybody's talking about Alexia Russo because she could have gotten a hat-trick on the day, or even more goals because of the way Arsenal dominated in the second half. But people forget that in that first half, it was the goalkeeper that was saving things. That woman, if you want a life insurance policy, Arsenal women's goalkeeper, that's the woman you should go to. Guaranteed coverage, or your premiums will not be high. She was spectacular, especially in the first half. So Arsenal came back from their own 2-0 deficit. It now became the turn of Chelsea last night. They faced Manchester City, who came in with a 2-goal advantage. But Chelsea started off slowly. They eventually got the 3 goals that were required. But what that means is that after doing the tough job of overturning a deficit against Manchester City, they are now going to face Barcelona. Now, let me tell you what the Barcelona team is. They're not just defending champions. They're not just defending champions. And barring the fact that they lost in the El Clasico to Real Madrid, because I don't know how they lost that much to Real Madrid over the weekend. These people beat Wolfsburg, the team they faced in the quarterfinal. 10-2 on aggregate. 10, like yesterday, they scored 6 goals. And that's the 6 goals that they scored, that was 30% of the chances they created.
Did they tie their legs?
Look, the kind of beating that they wanted to beat Wolfsburg yesterday is they're Christians, so that's why they stopped. Because after a while, they started playing with themselves, you know. They're like, how long can we pass the ball with each other before we have to move it forward?
Oh my
That's
word.
what they were doing yesterday. They were toying with Wolfsburg, you know, like the doll on the strings.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were doing. 10-2. Now, so the problem with Barcelona is that you will score, but can you outscore them? That's the question that they ask you. You will score. They have a vulnerable defense, so they tend to give up goals. The question is, can you outscore us on our day? And that's the question that the Chelsea women's team need to answer. Now, some Chelsea fans are bragging because they have a better defensive structure than the Barcelona team. So they are bragging that they will make it to the final because defense wins trophies. But we wait and see. The fixture is not far.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Barcelona. That's the next one. Then Arsenal taking on Lyon. Last time Arsenal met Lyon, they came out tops. But this Lyon side, they too, they beat their counterparts. Bloody. I saw the second. I didn't see the first game where they scored 2 goals. I saw the second game where they scored 4.
4 to what?
4-1. So
crazy things are happening.
So yeah. So we may have 2 English teams in the final, or no English teams at all.
Wow.
That's the kind of cookie that the UEFA Women's Champions League is delivering. All right. On that note, we go to this one that is a huge deal.
Okay. Kenya opened a match-fixing investigation on Thursday following allegations that a national team goalkeeper helped to rig an Africa Cup of Nations qualifier.
This one is tough. Because there was a video where the man was negotiating his future with him. Mm-hmm. Yes, there was a video that showed that he was fixing the match. Now, the thing is, it was an Africa. I just want to clarify, it was not this World Cup qualifiers, not this window, not this World Cup qualifiers that happened. And it was not that goalkeeper. There was one match where the goalkeeper looked like he was going to chip the ball to the defender, but he chipped it to the opponent and they scored from there. It was not that goalkeeper. This goalkeeper wasn't even called up by the coach. So this goalkeeper did not make it to this World Cup qualifying window, and he wasn't called up by Benny McCarthy. Just so that we are clear. But this goalkeeper was caught on video negotiating his pension. So yeah, he's in under serious allegations, because now it's not just his career threatening, it's his life threatening. He could go to jail for it. There'll be questions, there'll be other instances. Everything he did will be investigated. Every single thing.
That's sad.
All right. And just before we go, remember I mentioned Napoli taking on AC Milan. Yes. So Napoli will take on AC Milan. Again, Napoli trying to get to the top of the table in Italian Serie A. That's another tight one. Inter Milan leading by just 1 point against by 3 points now against Napoli, because Napoli dropped 2 points last weekend. So Inter Milan Napoli trying to catch up with Inter Milan, and they face AC Milan. Will AC Milan do their neighbors a favor, or will they say no and then try to take care of their own business first? Let's see how that turns out. On that note, let's read your messages because we are really out of time.
Okay, let's start with YouTube, and we are going to take Abiodun Bishason, who says, Madrid fan waiting for Barca to drop points should just forget it. It's lonely at the top till the end of the season. Yeah. We're winning every trophy in sight this season.
Don't brag too much. Don't brag too much.
And Ibrahim says, Tega, it's like it's only my team not playing this week. Please shift one side, Joe.
Please, but you are talking about serious football, so I have to remind you that your team is not playing till Tuesday, and that Tuesday match is against Fulham.
Yeah. Tega is absolutely right. That's from LK Adirogba. UEFA will rather find them than ban their moneymakers, especially their favorite club, Madrid. And Chimobi says, Tega and the gang, good morning. Congrats to Barcelona for getting the maximum point against Osasuna, but they won't win the league because it belongs to Real Madrid, while their women are in good form. Aya from First Access, is it the same studio that you guys are broadcasting from? That one is dressed like summer and the other like winter?
You know?
I've been in the studio since before 6 a.m. I'm cold. Meanwhile, Tega, you're on point with your jersey.
Thank you.
Thelma from Mikate says, morning, Princess Tega and Sheon Tega. Sheon, Tega, I agree with you 100% about your choice of best team in Africa.
Yep.
Our gender is always carrying Africa on her
You
back.
know.
Okay, so she has an invitation for you. We'll take that after the messages. And Nathan says, Tega, one day, one player will just catch Pedri by his jersey and give him a knock on his head.
I'm telling you.
As he tries to dribble and turn players. Like that's some local movie.
That guy has 4 corners on his leg. You can't convince me. He has 4 different points with it. He can, and it's not that he's fast. It's the way he moves his feet. It is wicked and it's also beautiful to watch. But I wanted to also ask, we had one Barcelona school in Lagos. Don't we have any wonder kid from that school? Because it's time we find our own Pedri and Lamine Yamal and Gavi and the rest of them. It's time we've discovered our own. We need midfielders in the national team. All right, let's take those 2 more messages. That's all we have time for.
Tanya says, footballers and their ACL is what I pity because of this crazy match scheduling. Please, who does Chelsea want to sign again? Don't they have shame?
They've sold everybody now. They have to sign.
Oluwaseun, that is to say thank God for a successful hosting in place of Aya. Thank you. Say no to
match fixing
in the mud. And Fred, good morning, crew. Tega, I hear you, but I want Mbappe and Code to play so that when we defeat them no go get any excuse. You wish. Arsenal ladies goalkeeper was simply doing her job by keeping a clean sheet. Why didn't the other Akpere keeper do her own job? She even considered 5. We'll beat Leon any day, anytime. And AY says, La Liga is out for blood, though. No concern whatsoever about the safety of the players. Now, wow.
I'm telling you.
Thank God my club was able to secure a comfortable victory over Osasuna last week.
Wow. On that note, we want to say thank you for sending your messages. The messages are a lot. Thank you for your invitation, Thelma. I will look at it and we'll get to that. On that note, thank you for tuning in to Smooth 98.1 FM to listen to The Locker Room. So we'll come your way again on Monday. Let's leave Shehu in her Eskimo land.
Thank you. And Smooth Breakfast continues. 9 o'clock is the time for Lagos Talks. It's a feel-good Friday. We're not ranting, we're not venting, we're just taking it easy. And you should join us at 9 o'clock. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun.